Nigar Gökselin, Turkey and Cyprus Director, International Crisis Group, Türkiye.
Cenab President, çok teşekkürler. I congratulate you for the hosting of the UN Climate Summit. Very excited about that. Actually, you somewhat answered what I was going to ask, which was, at what stage do you expect the Armenia-Azerbaijan peace track to be at the time of the summit? And how do you expect that hosting the summit might contribute both to Armenia-Azerbaijan dialogue, but also to a wider regional cooperation?
I think that taking into account what we already discussed, there are good chances for having a serious progress on the peace track. Just going a little bit back, I want to say once again that it was Azerbaijan, the country which initiated the peace process, because when the Second Karabakh War ended, there was a certain vacuum in the region and also beyond, and actually nobody knew what is next. So the war stopped. It was not yet the solution, and what is next? So we decided just to launch this initiative and to start negotiations and publicly announce that. At first stage, there was no response from Armenian side. We can understand it because results of war were not very easy for them. Then we made another step. We elaborated the basic principles for peace agreement, those famous 5 basic principles, which we made public. And actually, negotiations started based on those principles. Armenia added some different topics, and that was actually the main obstacle, because they wanted to integrate into peace agreement between 2 sovereign countries issue related to so-called Nagorno-Karabakh, which was absolutely unacceptable for us, because Nagorno-Karabakh, so-called, was and is Karabakh region is internal issue of Azerbaijan. And that was the main reason why we did not achieve progress, because all the time they insisted on that paragraph, which was absolutely unacceptable for us. So we saw that it's no way to come to agreement. It lasted until last September, after we fully restored our sovereignty. But there was another problem, that after that, Armenian side took a break, and for at least 2 months did not respond to our comments, because we have this practice of exchange of comments. Both foreign ministers do it regularly. It's been, I think, already 8 or 7 times that we exchange comments on draft agreement. And negotiations resumed only relatively recently. And my meeting with Armenian Prime Minister took place just 2 months ago only. And after that, the ministers met, and we are grateful to Germany, to Chancellor Scholz for making this proposal, and to Minister Baerbock for hosting the meeting of 2 foreign ministers of Armenia and Azerbaijan. So I would say that we are only now approaching the real substantive negotiations, because after full restoration of our sovereignty and territorial integrity, Armenia lifted that paragraph. So they do not insist, obviously, any longer of any mentioning of so-called Karabakh in any aspect of it. So actually this eliminates the most important obstacle, and the rest paragraphs, I think, can be agreed, because there is nothing new, nothing which we invented. All the principles are based on international law norms and based on pragmatic approach. We've been approached by Kazakhstan with a proposal to have a meeting between foreign ministers of Azerbaijan and Armenia in Kazakhstan, and we agreed to that. If Armenia also agrees, the next meeting of foreign ministers of both countries will take place there. And here I also want to make it clear, we are not talking about any kind of mediation, because what happens now on our border demonstrates that when we're left alone and nobody wants to use this situation for their kind of political ambitions, we can agree sooner than later. So it is only the platform, only the premises which we are talking about, and we are grateful also to the government of Kazakhstan for such a proposal. So I think now we need to wait for Armenian side to respond. But again, coming back to the substance of what is being discussed, I think that we are close, and maybe close as never before, because we've never been close during the times of occupation. We could not agree on basic principles at that time, those famous Madrid Principles. We could not even agree on that. We did not even have a draft of peace agreement at that time, but now we have it. Now we have common understanding how the peace agreement should look like. We only need to address the details, but of course, both sides need time, because it will be, if signed, it will be a historical agreement for both countries. Therefore, every word, every full stop, every paragraph is important. But important is that we have, I think, both political will to do it.